Welcome back. WeArEuS, and this is the Abyss again. Yeah, that's right. I have done it. I have returned, and let me show you how. You guys remember this thing? Some of you may, some of you may not. If you haven't seen that particular episode, I don't remember what happened in it, but I mean, if you're really feeling like it, if you've got the time, why not go back and watch that, and the one before it, and the one before it, or, better yet, just watch it all from the beginning. It's a heck of a ride. I guarantee it. So, inside, since I never did go inside of it, inside we have what you see here. The 3 pylon bays, and there were, of course, 3 pylons out there, so you grab them, slam them in these, Bob's your uncle. Now, the real pain in the butt? I'm pretty sure yeah, it was definitely this one. This was a pain in the butt to get, because if you remember that episode, that thing was all the way up in the air. It took some trial and error. And a lot of chicken. And I still died a large number of times because I frankly just didn't want to spend the healing. Ultimately, I did figure out a way to get to the floating battery so I could send it on home. Now, this is for those of you who haven't figured out a way to do it yourself. What we need is not in there. What we need is, let's see. Yeah, that's the one I used. So this is the, what you would call it. This is the power core that I used. Now, what I did, I sent this all the way out. Let me actually put that, say, here. So, I put it out all the way over there, as far as it could go, and got it as close to the battery in the air as I could. Now, getting onto these things is difficult because, as you can see in the right-hand corner, there are no options for you to do the jump that pulls you to it. So, I had to find another way to get on top of it, which was the most simple of them. That. Then get on top. Then the question becomes, what do you do once you're up here, right? That was the tough one. And I probably spent a good hour and a half, no, probably about an hour, trying to figure it out. But figure it out I did. So, first, you get in the air, get on top of the power core, then okay. I get it. No, you're the boss up there. You rule the air. I'm going to put it back in the pot once I'm done. Speaking of the pot, I did a lot of upgrading, and oh crap, I'm still carrying all of that junk now that I think about it. I've actually got to go back to camp. That's annoying. It's going to take time away from the video. Right. So, as I said, the first objective is to get on top of the thing. What happened wasn't what I expected right there, but I'll explain why in a little bit. There we go. Now, I don't know why that didn't work, but it didn't. Anyway, that is actually very curious. So, regardless of the fact that it failed, and I don't understand how it did, allow me to explain exactly how things went when I grabbed that battery out of the air, where this thing used to be, which is actually right underneath us, right here, near Bowsprit Cape, I think that's called. Either way, you can see enough landmarks that you can tell where this place is exactly. Where this thing used to sit is right underneath here. More or less. I was inside of it on the ride up, so I couldn't really see what was going on, except through that thing and these as it spun around and around. As you saw, I jumped onto the little power core. Then I jumped into the air and grabbed the battery. Would you like to know what happened when I grabbed the battery? Instead of what happened here, what happened then was that he floated above the power core, completely immune to its effects because he technically wasn't on it, but because it was underneath him, he couldn't descend anymore. Therefore, he was, as I said, immune, allowing me to maneuver the battery closer to me, farther, whatever. While perfectly safe and perfectly still and able to do so, because you can get onto the battery without using a power core, but you then can't do anything because it keeps electrifying you or electrocuting you. Much like the power core. And I tried all of the power cores too. So even the ones that typically manifest with ice elements or elemental effects, all of them just turn into, well, this thing. Now, I want to say that tactic that I used to get the battery should be infallible, but honestly, with how it just failed, I can't guarantee that it will work. It should get you to what you need to do, though. It should get you close to it, and you should be able to pull it off with some tweaks. I wish you luck if you don't already have this thing taken care of. It took me some time. Now, we find ourselves back in the abyss. I'm curious what's going to, well, where we're going to go. What we're going to get. Ah, we're doing this again? That's one of those things. Yeah, see, the laser keeps hitting it, but okay. Let's see how this works. Why is there no power flow? Just out of curiosity. I don't imagine there's anything up there that's worth the effort going there in the first place. Noted. Oh, right. I also discovered there's a lock function. Just today. After all of this time, I have finally discovered the lock function. I don't know if it existed before. I don't know how long it's existed. But I have discovered it, and it is good. It is very good. And welcome. That. It looks like it could be a fan that creates an updraft. No, that's not relevant until we solve this. And I am struggling to see how we even do that. I guess I'll go visit the things on the wall. Oh, that's what's going on. I thought this was one of those puzzles where you step on these and try to figure out the right pattern to get home, essentially. That was the flaw in my logic. So instead, hold on, can we see? No. Actually, there's nowhere for it to go anyway. So we want to send these two things home. Maybe. Oh good, so I can see their paths. That's that. I don't see how we can split it. So that it goes to each side without at least one of these things having. Let's see. Okay. It's curious. No idea why it doesn't want to accept my offering. I'm not going to fight it. That's the ticket. I knew there had to be one with 3 of these ports, outlets, prongs. Prongs isn't right. Oh. Well, it's cool and all. That's not enough. That's it. Don't worry, I see the issue. That should be solved as simple as... Yeah. Hold on. Before we do that, I just want this to properly finish. So it should be it, right? There it is. And with this, we're done. Booyah. You know I don't have to actually go in there, right? Oh, I definitely do. It's fine, though. Now you notice the part where he's just floating here, nice and calm? This is exactly what happened with the power core. It apparently only works on... It appears to only work in cases where there are things you can actually physically manipulate, which may have been the issue since I grabbed the pillar in an attempt to get him to do this, but this is what you're aiming for when you're trying to go for the battery. Yeah, that did exactly what I figured it would. That's this way. Yeah, I see the path over there, so... There we go. Now, we all know how I'm hoping this goes, where it ends, what it will lead to. But I dare not speak its name for, honestly, superstition. Just out of pure old superstition. So, I'm going to keep my gob closed about what I hope this turns into. But as long as I get something of value out of this that isn't just another Abyss artifact, even though we're going to be getting a good number of those from finishing these things. Because I did spend, I think I had 17 or 18 before I started upgrading stuff, and because we're at the point where the Abyss artifacts are part of the refinement material requirement, I ended up spending a lot of them. I'm sorry, what, mate? What? Just... what was I just witness to? I didn't cancel the cloak. Focus Flight did it. Remember last episode how I said I really need to get out of the habit of that awful habit? Hasn't happened quite yet. Now what? Yeah, that's definitely where we're supposed to go. So... I figured a second boost would be overkill, and I didn't want to risk either coming a fly on the windshield or overshooting it. See, I can be cautious and careful when the situation calls for it. I see what's going on here already. But, well, I say I see what's going on, but I merely have theories. Ah. Well. At least we have this here. By the way, you can't mark the abyss with the big red X. You just can't do that. That makes me sad. I mention it because I would love to just mark this, or whatever this platform is, or whatever the name of this section of the abyss is. Alright, let's see how this works. And thankfully we've got just so much stamina, since I did have the good sense to invest in it while we had such a large number of artifacts to spend. I don't see a switch up here. Was there even a reason for me to pass through those rings? Did I bamboozle myself into thinking they mattered when I simply could have focused flow? Oh, that does not work with the sentence structured like that. When I could have just used focus flight to get over here? It wouldn't have been clean, but especially since I was actually not that much lower, now that I look at it. Yeah, I hate this. Let's do it. I mean, it really does want me to go through those, though. None of those lit up, which is fine. I don't imagine there will be any penalty if you just missed one, so long as you go back and, you know, actually go through it successfully. But I assume they're going through a whole lot of effort to make you go through these, so there has to be a reason for it. Anything else would just be plain cruel. See, this would be the part where people who hadn't invested in stamina for whatever weird reason would suffer. Much better. No, you're kidding. There's a time limit? There's a time limit. Oh, that is actually criminal. Okay, so question is, where did we come from? There. Let's make sure. Just in case. Okay, yeah. The rings are actually... The ring around these things, I don't know what to call them. But the ring around them actually turns blue when you pass through it. That's weird. I'm going to assume I don't have enough time to actually get all the way back around. Oh, it actually just turns it off. I am glad they had to do that. No reason to stop. Okay, yeah. So, if there were ever any doubt, let it now be dispelled. Going through the rings is paramount. While I'd love to take time to, well, I could, since we can actually just turn it off and then back on. I think those are fans down there. What in the world is going on in there? Ah, I see. The rings are a bit of a giveaway. I understand. I thought it was going to be another one of those trees we saw in that one part of the abyss. It had something in it, and I have no idea how I'm supposed to get that out of there. I tried everything I had available to me at the time, but it's still in there. It could be the I think it's shineberry we picked up earlier, or it could be loot. Mother fricker. We missed some. Okay. Weird. I'm trying to understand. I know how I messed up. I thought it led directly into the center area here, but apparently there's all of this extra business that I somehow failed to see. Yeah, that's it. wasted a lot of time with that. What? Yeah, I figured that would work. So how did I miss this the first time? Ah. Perfect. Right? Why didn't this wake up? It looks like I hit everything, but obviously not. I don't get where I went wrong here. Okay. Okay. pretty sure has to do with turning on the fan that it's connected to. Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't turned off, so I did it right. I guess we have to do it again. Because the only other idea I can think of is to go back to the Nexus point way back where we started at the beginning of this particular section anyway. And do it all again and hope that reset whatever got funky with the code that made it not work. I don't want to do that. Oh, this is not good. Okay. Well, this is something. Wait. There's a light under this bottom ring. I I would like to imagine, at least, that having finished the puzzles up to this point, but not including this one, please, that all of the ones I've finished up to this point would stay finished when I go back to the Nexus, because that's... If I mess this up, that's where we're going. That's too far to be related to this. Anyway, there are no fans or rings going over there, so... The problem is here. So the light's pointing at the switch and not the underside of this ring, which just leaves me more confused than I was to start with. Yeah, it's just the one light and it's pointed this way. Ah, crap. This better work. And not... It better work the way I wanted to. Nope, it reset them all. Fort Windridge has been blockaded by the Wyvern Flames. Neat. Okay, that worked. I don't know why it worked and didn't work last time, but while I have theories, I don't see why it really matters. Going back to the Nexus fixed it. And because I didn't have to actually commentate, I got through it a lot faster. I am super tired of seeing that. I would like to imagine that I don't have to actually do all of that again when I come back here and I can finally access whatever these things lead to. But I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to have to do all of this again. Which is fine, this is the least troublesome, and we have the Nexus here already, so there is that. I wonder if we could actually make it to another part of the abyss from here. Where are we? Right above Demonis. Bastier's Inquisitors. Well, frick. I was hoping for a lot more, honestly. Oh, yeah, so there were two of them. Okay. What's this? Ah, right, I couldn't get involved with this because... something. I know they messed up and they weren't in position, so I couldn't interact with them. And the area we're right above is where we've already been. I mean, there is this entire chunk here. And then the stuff east of there, but especially the Golden Plains as a whole. I'm just trying... I was expecting, like the other time, like with the other episode, where we were in the Abyss, I was expecting it to take up way more time, be way more involved, and because it just suddenly stops, I'm at a loss. I mean, the Abyss business was cool, but there wasn't very much to it. So I wonder how far before we hit a barrier and then we just end up going down. Whatever I'm looking at, we haven't been there before, so there is that. trying to avoid going too far down that it considers me trying to exit the abyss. Where have I come? Root's End? This is off the ethereal pathway, off of the Axiom Archive. So where do you go, buddy? Oh. No? Definitely should. Did we ever use this gate? I can't imagine so, because there doesn't appear to be any connection from it to somewhere else. I guess we can try there. This place doesn't seem to want me here. I mean, that being said, there's literally nothing else but this. Here we go. I don't know why I didn't register that earlier. So basically, if I can get high enough, I can reach any part of the abyss that's below that point. Which leads to some interesting possibilities. I don't need to find the places that lead to the sections of the abyss I'd prefer to get access to. Namely, the one that would lead to me being able to learn the last two elements, which I would really appreciate, because I have abyss gear for them. That I probably worked very hard for, even though I don't remember where they came from. I don't recognize that area down there. That's part of this. Which is curious. The Nexus is active now. I never touched the Nexus, so that's something. What now? Okay. You could have just told me to fly over here. But here we are. We find ourselves in at the precipice of truth. Hi there. It'd be a shame if I poke you. Okay. So I'm guessing that's going to be our life while we're here. Poking sentry turrets in the eye. Ah, almost missed something of import. I have no words. The frick are you, buddy? Crown of Shadows. Be sure I have one of those. So I'm guessing anything I shove in there will do. I just need... Yeah. Where do you... Yeah. Alright. I hear it. Think it's in there? Yeah. Okay. What? I bought more arrows, by the way. I don't think... Oh, we do have an element. Let's swap that. No dice. Gotcha. Okay, so I guess we have to get these other two fans working while sending the power up to get to that guy. Which means... I'll have to do it again. So where do you go? Really? Over there? No, surely not, right? There is... Okay. Not what I intended. I can see it at least. Gotcha. Sniped. Came in here because I thought there'd be treasure, but I won't turn down thumbing a guy in the eye. Then why would I bother with you, buddy? Seems like we missed a step. Wouldn't it be funny if I had to leave the power cores on those pedestals? Yeah, that'd definitely be hilarious. But why? Okay, that's that. Oh, that's the battery we put in there. Oh, it is active. It was not lit up earlier. just didn't look at it properly? I don't know. That's terribly awkward. We acquired diving force palm. Okay. Now see, that's a good end to this episode. We actually got something out of this. But can we go farther? Granted, I'm not going to do it today, but I want to see if... There we go. Solves that problem. There it is. But it's yellow, so something's not unlocked. What is it? Restore roots of truth. That's roots end. Ethereal. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we can just keep going back up here. And then just diving down to a random abyss of our choice. But this requires Path of Roots, right? Roots of Truth, not Path. Let's go here. I have no idea by what means we are meant to come up here, but I find it hilarious that we are actually allowed to fly between abysses like we can. The fact that it didn't send me immediately back down to Earth, Pywel, is fascinating, because that means I can do all of the abyss stuff. All I have to do is head in the direction of an abyss I haven't actually been to yet. For example, that weird looking one over there. Yeah. It's not that far. So it's probably about here-ish. Yeah, that's probably about right. There is an issue with hopping between them like this, though. And that issue is unless you land on the very first section, you can end up in one of the middle ones and not have stuff completed that you should, which could cause issues later, I would imagine, anyway. So, this activates a fan that sends us where exactly? Is it meant to send us up there where we just came from? Oh, isn't that something? I froze myself. I actually irrevocably froze myself to the point where we were exposed to a new mechanic where we just get to reset ourselves. Okay. I mean, I knew it would be a bad idea, but I didn't expect it to go quite so horribly. And it says they're powered. Nothing to do but get the lay of the land really quickly. Ah, we're in hiding mode because we're near the tree. It shows that there are two floating islands near here. But I can't... it's lagging. Shows there are... Welcome back. I'm just going to come out and say it. Everything that happened in this episode, we've lost. All of that progress is gone. And it's not just the stuff done during the episode, it's the stuff I did in preparation prior to starting the recording. All of it's just gone. So now, I have to spend the next 2 odd hours doing things I've already done before. And that frustrates me in an unspeakable I'm just going to go ahead and end the video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. This goes up next week, I think. So there'll be another video tomorrow, I guess.